are your writing habits?
Bad, usually. I try to be more disciplined than I think I started off with. When you're trying to write your first novel, it's hard to know how to approach it and to maintain the confidence of writing, because when I resigned from my teaching job and wasn't earning an income, there were days where I'd sit there and think, why am I doing this? And if you've got those doubts, and it's hard then to continue writing. If I'm writing a story and I'm sort of in the middle of it and it's going well, then I can get up early in the morning and write for a number of hours up till lunchtime, have a break, and then write in the afternoon. And I was doing that when I was writing the first book, and then my wife was teaching, my children were still at school, and they would come home and they would sort of stop then for the next day and go through that same process. But I try to do that. These days I'm doing school visits and things, so your writing does get interrupted a bit. Yeah.
What are the challenges of writing for young adult readers?
I think the big challenge would be that what you're writing is relevant to them. When I've written the books that I've written, I haven't sort of focused too much on saying, I'm writing for that group of people and therefore I have to write it this way. For each of the books I've written a story that came to me that I imagined that I liked, and they do have central characters which are young adults in them, therefore they're suited for a young adult audience. I would hope that adults like The Running Man and laugh at the Ishmael books as well. But there are challenges in that, they're mainly marketed at young adult, and I see that and I know that group. And trying to capture their language and the things that they're interested in, make them seem realistic to them. And also the issues you deal with. I mean, I do think sometimes when I'm writing, whether I put something in or not put something in might depend on, me thinking about that target audience and what impact it might have on them or what they might take from it.
Do you think that being a high school teacher gave you an advantage?
I think it's given me a big advantage. I think if I'd not been a high school teacher, and when I started to write, I started later in my life. I had its teaching career. I was starting to write the Running Man in my 40s, so I'm a bit of a distance from the young adult audience in terms of years. But I haven't been away from them for very long, and I still visit a lot of schools. And I think I relate well to kids, so I'm used to their language and their personality. I think that's been a really big help for me as a writer. I haven't had to too much, when I think about writing for a character, I don't sort of think I have to go out and research too much. Maybe I will in the future. But I try to draw on what I've heard and the people I've known.
What do you want your readers to get out of your books?
Look, first and foremost, I like them to get enjoyment out of them, get fun out of them, get the enjoyment of reading. To be able to, I think one of the greatest things is to have that experience of reading a book and getting lost in it, and it's like another world that seems real to you. I'd like them to be moved by the books in some ways. Whether it's in an emotional way or laugh out loud, to actually connect in that way. I know that in the books there are, I guess they're not, I don't sort of write books for messages or to push a particular point of view, but I know that like in The Running Man, I hope people would read that book and think about the way we treat other people and think about the way we label people and judge people. And in the Ishmael books, in the same thing in a way. I'd like, maybe they could get something from there about bullying and how damaging it is, and about how important it is to have faith in yourself and a good self-image, and how important friends are and to support each other. I got an email sent from a school that was passed on to me from a parent who said their son had read the Ishmael books, and unbeknown to them, he was being bullied at school, but he took a lead somehow from the James Scobie character in the book who stands up to the bullies. I'm not quite sure how he did it, but he did that and said that it worked and it changed his life. Well, it doesn't get better than that as far as I'm concerned. Fantastic.